On Monday, June 23rd, Yonkers gets a call from Badger.
Oi, May, what's the good dreck?
Oi, Badger. I think I got a job for you and your team. I know that your driver House is out of town right now. He's doing some work for me, but I think I got a little job that I can get you and your blokes to take care of. The job is it's with a pal of mine. His name is Mr. Roth, and he'd like you to give him a call. I've got his information right here, and he can tell you the rest.
Alright, patch him through.
Or he gives the guy a call and patches you through, and you hear a guy answer, says, Isaac Roth Fertilizers, how can I help you?
This is, Yonkers. Understand that, Badger said you were looking for somebody.
Oh, yeah, Badger. I've got some delicate matter I need taken care of, and I'd like to see if I can speak to you and your associates. If you could come by down to I run a fertilizer factory here in Tacoma, and I was wondering, could you and your guys come down and speak to me, meet me in my office here at the factory?
Yeah, when do you want us there?
Well, I'm dealing with some shipment right now. He pauses for a moment and looks at his watch and checks his calendar and says, How about sometime this afternoon? I think I'm free at around 2. Will that work for you?
I think we could manage that.
All right. Well, I'll see you. How many people are you gonna have?
Should be a 3-man crew.
All right. I just need to. Is there any way that I can tell them to? Can I give them any names? I just need my security personnel to know who to let through.
Tell them to look for Yonkers case and a kid called Prof.
Alrighty, Yonkers case and Prof. All right, I got it. I'll pass that on to my personnel, security, and they should let you on through. All right, I'll see you at 2.
Yeah. Pass the get the crew on the phone. So we got some work.
Okay, where we what's going on? What's the story?
Badger has us getting set up with some shit farmer in Tacoma.
Gonna clean the pig troughs or something?
I don't know. Some fertilizer thing. I don't know. Apparently they're looking for, I'm assuming they're looking for muscle, but we have a sit down at 2. I'm going to, House is out of town. I'll run us. Molly still has that wagon, right?
Yeah. She's got the bulldog. I don't know that she's sold it yet.
Let's
I don't know
take
to sell it.
Get the keys for that, and we'll go rolling out.
All right. Let me hold on one second. Let me check. Turns. Hey, Molly. You still got that van, right?
Yeah, definitely. I'm holding on to that.
You mind if the crew here borrows it? Our driver's MIA.
Yeah, you can borrow it. You're not gonna go setting fire to any houses in poor neighborhoods again, are you?
Do what? Why would we ever do that?
She smirks and says, Go ahead.
All right, you ready for a ride there, Davros?
Yeah, always ready.
All right, so we go down and pick up Yonkers, wherever he's at. I'm not sure where he's at right now.
Yonkers is probably at his squat.
You squatting in the pawn shop already?
Yeah, probably, actually.
Okay, so he drives down, picks up Yonkers and Puyallup, and then heads over to wherever Yonkers tells him to go.
Yeah, I tossed my magical murder bag in the back, and I'm going to assume this place has grid guides, so I'll punch in the grid code that we got.
All right. Well, the factory, including the parking lot, takes up about a full city block in the Tacoma district. The security guard at the gate lets you in, and as you find a parking spot, your sense of smell is accosted by the acrid sense of whatever chemicals are used to manufacture fertilizer. Greenish brown smoke is billowing from the smokestacks on top of the building. Trucks can be seen backing into and out of a loading area, and it's just a kind of inner city factory there. Looks kind of like that building that I just popped up, except this fertilizer factory where you guys are has some smokestacks on top of it.
Well, I guess we figured out where Malibu buys his cologne.
Man, I wish I was recording that.
It's not difficult to find where you're looking for. There's several doors on the outside, and there's one for the main entrance. You've got some loading doors, that, like I said, trucks are moving in and out of. But next to that, on one side of the building, there's what looks like the main primary entrance.
Okay, so we pull into the parking lot, or Case pulls into the parking lot. He's going to go ahead and slip a data chip into his SimSense rig and start recording the meet. Walks to the main entrance. So, what's the name of the guy we're meeting with here, Yonkers?
It's Isaac Roth.
I'm sorry, did you say McGruff?
No, sorry, I think I had an echo. It's Isaac Roth.
Okay, Case, he's dressed, he walks in the door dressed in blue jeans and boots, leather jacket. He's underneath his jacket, he does have his agent special pistol, and his deck is in his jacket pocket. He is he's not running silent. His sim shows that he's with Case Industries Security Specialties.
Yonkers is going to be walking in with his typical street attire with his long coat and suit and street carries.
Davros will just be walking in whatever he has on. Nothing, not carrying anything special.
All right, well, when you walk in, it's just pretty much a long hallway. There's a small, very, very small kind of lobby area right there. It's obviously in a place that doesn't see many visitors. It's mostly employees in and out of here, and there's a long hallway, and as you come in, a man greets you and introduces himself and says, hello, my name's Mr. Roth.
Yonkers, we talk on the phone?
Yes, absolutely. We'll come right this way. And Mr. Roth quickly ushers you down the hall, and at the end of a hall, into his office. He sits down behind his desk. And ready to get straight to business, he slides a virtual picture. If you're in AR, you see a virtual picture slid in your direction. It's a young man, 18 or 19 years old, human with black hair. He's wearing sort of a martial arts uniform, and he's standing next to your Johnson, Mr. Roth, and the kid in the picture is holding a black belt triumphantly in the air. And then Mr. Roth, after he slides the picture to you, says, "This is my son, Alan. He's been missing for 3 weeks now, and I'm starting to get pretty worried about it, as you can imagine. I'm hoping that I can enlist your aid in finding him. I need this done as quickly as you're able to, and I can pay you 7,500 nuyen via certified cred stick upon return of my son alive."
Mr. Roth, I'm curious. 3 weeks is a 3 weeks is a long time to go with your son missing, and you're just now getting worried about it?
Well, he is an adult, and I'm a busy man.
How old is your son? He doesn't look like he's an adult in this picture.
This was taken just several months ago. He's 19 years old now.
And why don't you tell me a little bit about where your son went missing then, or when your last communication was with your son?
The last time I spoke to him, like I said, was 3 weeks ago. We got into an argument, and I haven't seen him since. that's really all I have. I suppose that he's got some things that you could look into maybe at in our home. He's got a computer. Comlink, I think, was left there. Maybe not. It might just be his computer terminal.
He's got no apartment of his own or anything like that?
No, he still lives with me and my wife.
And what was your argument about with your son there? I know this is getting a little personal, but the more information we have, the more we have to go on as far as finding your son and knowing if this is something we can help you with.
Well, he has not always agreed with business practices here at the company, and he often argues with me about clean business practices and environmental impact and whatnot. And we got into an argument about that, and I might have spouted off a little too much about how these chemicals, quote unquote, are what puts dinner on the table, blah blah blah, stuff like that. He stormed out. Anybody who's there can give me a judge intention. Judge intentions is about the closest. You can give me a roll of that.
4 successes.
All right. Well, Yonkers and Davros, you guys can definitely tell that it's very obvious to all of you that he's not. It's very clear that he's not offering very much information. And Yonkers and Davros, you guys get the feeling that he's leaving out information on purpose. For what reason, you're not sure, and you're not even sure if he's being, you're not sure if he's being deceitful in kind of a nefarious way, but you can definitely tell he's purposely leaving information out.
I'm going to do a text chat over to Case and run this guy's 411. There's something not right about this story.
All right. This will take just a minute. Why don't you have a talk with Mr. Roth here while I do that?
So, Mr. Roth, it's been 3 weeks, you said. You haven't heard back from him. You obviously gave us access to check out his old effects and such. Why would he go leaving such valuable personal items just kind of hanging about?
He says, I'm not exactly sure why. He just disappeared 3 weeks ago after our argument. We've had arguments before. I mean, I assume that you guys would be able to look into this, and like I said, I'm worried about him. I need to find out where he is and hopefully get him home.
You have any public profiles or friends we might be able to talk to, or that he might be shacking up with?
Well, not really. I don't know. I mean, to be honest, I don't know a lot about his friends or anything. He goes during the day and comes home at night and argues with me occasionally.
I see. So that picture you showed us, he was getting his black belt. What did he get his black belt in?
He just practices karate, and he's pretty darn good at it too. Out of character. What exactly is Case searching for in this matrix search of his?
Right now, I'm searching for general information on the name that he gave us for his son.
Yeah. By the way, the name he gave you was Alan. So you're searching for Alan Roth with 2 hits. You got 2 hits, right? You find some information on him. Looks like he was headed to the University of Washington after he graduated high school. He was given a full ride to the University of Washington on an athletic scholarship, but he never attended school. Apparently he was a pretty good student, but he just never he never enrolled.
Okay, Case gets the glassy look out of his eye and looks straight at Mr. Roth there. To be frank, I don't think you're telling us everything, and the information you do have given us, that's not a lot to go off of on 7,500 new yen. That's going to be a lot of legwork. I think we're going to have to make it a minimum of 10,000 with at least 25% of that up front.
So, Case, give me an etiquette roll.
4 successes.
All right, 1 second. He says, "All right, guys. All right, look. I know this seems weird. He's been gone for 3 weeks. I've been trying to look into this myself. You're probably wondering, why didn't I just go to the authorities? Why am I calling you guys? My son's gotten himself involved with some kind of extremist, eco-terrorist psychos. They're these Terra First wannabes. They call themselves Pure Terra or something like that. They've done some things that could get him some jail time. He tells me he's not involved, hasn't gotten involved in some of that, but if it was found out that he was involved with them, it could cause problems. Recently, he's started railing against me and my factory about pollution or some dreck like that. Like I said, he ran off. I haven't seen him since. I did some looking around and asking around on my own, but I just can't find him. I also can't afford for him to get further wrapped up in these eco-fraggers and get himself arrested. Some dreck gets out about my own son being involved with those crazies. It could hurt my bottom line. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, your whole business will go to shit.
Ha.
Alright, well, so why don't you come out with this flat out? Terra Fist or anything like that is, or even their subsidiaries, a little bit different than just making little Timmy come home.
Well, I don't know. I mean, they're not Terra First, okay? I shouldn't have even mentioned it. I was just saying they're just this little puny eco-activist. They call themselves activists, but they've definitely done their fair share of crap. But they're no Terra First or anything. They're small time, but I just don't want my son involved with them. I don't want him getting into something that could get him arrested or something like that. I didn't want to bring it up because, I don't know, it's embarrassing. I don't know.
Alright, now, they may be no terrorists, but yeah, we have some reality issues here that we still have to deal with. You know, they're still, as you so eloquently put it, a capable organization, even if they are second rate. You know, they're not going to be kids protesting with picket signs out front. You know, they're going to have whiz, they're going to have people who have guns, and if they're willing to even emulate Terror Fist, we're dealing with people who aren't. Violence is not going to be their last option.
You guys have both been arguing about them, or making arguments about the money. I'll let you decide who's going to be the leader on this, but teamwork it either way.
I'll roll my dice and add it to his. I'm swinging for the fences tonight.
He says 7,500 nuyen is really all I can do. I'm sorry.
Is that really all you can do?
Yeah, that's all I can do.
Well, guys, what do you think? I'm starting to think, because he's hiding things, that it may end up being a whole lot more hassle than it's worth. So what if your son here doesn't want to come home? I mean, we can bring him back to you, but I can't guarantee that he's going to stay.
As long as you bring him back, then that's fine. I mean, you're not responsible for what he does afterwards.
Over the comm week, I'll agree with Case. I'll say it seems like a whole lot of hassle for 2,500 new yen. Yeah, that's less than we got for the Orichalcum. So I'll say it's up to y'all.
Something about this just doesn't smell right.
Well, Yonkers, Case sends Yonkers a message, a text. Well, you got this job off of your guy. How's he going to feel if we get up and walk away? You going to be able to explain to him?
Badger was the one who called us. Pretty sure that Badger will understand if things don't smell right about this, and trust in your gut and all that jazz.
Hey, can I go ahead and just real quick actually perceive and sense this guy? See if there's anything weird going on.
Give yourself a -2. Nope. Roll again. Give yourself a -2. There's a background count because of the pollution.
Okay, 4 successes.
All right. Everything looks kind of normal. He seems calm. If anything, he seems anxious because he's in a meeting negotiating with criminals.
I'll just tell them everything looks normal on the astral side.
And I do kind of need the cash. I may get in trouble if I walk away from this, but I'll leave it up to you guys. I can go either way on this.
If it's just the three of us, even split 3 ways, we're not making 3K a pop. I mean, we're going to spend that on gas money and legwork. And if we get second shots are fired, this is if shots are fired, we can kiss any profit out of this out the window if someone takes a hit. I think that we should quietly walk away, and if he wants to reconsider his position, he can talk to Badger and up his price.
Case looks at Mr. Off. Thank you for your consideration. I don't think this is going to be the right job for us. Good luck. And gets up and starts walking towards the door.
If you would like to reconsider your position or at a later date reconsider your offer, I suggest you contact Mr. Badger. Yonkers will then get up and follow Case.
Davros will do the same.
He stops and he says, wait, okay, look, I can't give... All the best I can do for you is... This shouldn't be terribly... I just want you to find my son. He's not... I don't know what else I can say, but the best I can do for you is... I can offer 1,000 new yen extra if it comes to extenuating difficulties. What do you guys call it?
We call it Drek.
Well, if the Drek hits the fan, then I can give an extra fee for that, 1,000 new yen, I guess. I don't want to offer it up the front. I don't think it's going to come to that.
Why don't we make it an even 1,200, and I think that'll be enough to stay.
He agrees. He says, okay, fine.
Okay. Case turns around and sits back down. So, what else can you tell us about this group and the last known location of your son?
I don't know a whole lot about the group. Maybe you don't trust me because I was keeping some of that other information, but I've told you everything I know at this point. I really have. Last time I saw him was 3 weeks ago in my living room, and he got into an argument with me. I figured he'd just go out and blow off some steam like he often does. He just hasn't come back.
Has he mentioned any other specific member of the group by name?
No, him and I don't have the best relationship. We don't talk very much.
All right. If where would be the first place you would go look? Where was the first place you went to go look for him when you realized he wasn't coming home?
I checked the dojo where he used to practice his karate, and that was mostly the only place that I knew to look. I don't know where he would meet up with these Pure Terra people. I think that they do have some meetings that are public, but I wasn't really terribly interested in going and meeting with them because I can't... It's too risky for me to be seen associating with eco activists like that.
All right. Casey's gonna hand it back over to Yonkers, and so he's gonna start doing a search for. Did you say Pura Terra?
Pure Terra.
He's going to start doing search for Pure Terra, specifically looking for any public events that are scheduled in the near future. So while he's doing that, he'll hand it back over to Yonkers to do whatever.
What's your home address so we can stop by and take a look at those effects?
Yeah, no problem. He shoots you over an address. It's in Bellevue.
Alright, I think that's enough information for at least us to get started with.
Well, over the subvocal will say, were we going to try to get any of the new yen up front?
I wouldn't bother at this point. One more question, since it jumps to mind. Your kid, you said he was really good with this karate stuff, and he active?
Yes, he's a registered adept.
Right. Alright.
Case, how many hits did you get on your matrix search?
5 hits.
Alright, yeah, Pure Terra is easy to find out. They're a small eco-activist group in Seattle. They're involved in protests pretty frequently all around Seattle, almost weekly, sometimes more. They've been implicated in several vandalisms and sabotages of various companies and corporations around the Metroplex as well. Alan Roth joined the group several months ago. They maintain a sort of like public local kind of public face as activists, and they have a list of members that are like official paid in kind of monthly dues type members. And Alan Roth showed up about several months ago on that roster.
Did he come up with any kind of storefront or activist hall where they hang out or have a business?
No, what you did find though is that they have weekly meetings on Wednesdays at 9 p.m. and there's a sort of address.
Okay, send a text to Davros and Yonkers. Okay, found some information. Found where we can at least talk with the Pure Terra group and maybe get some leads and give them the information. This kid's obviously a member of the group, dues-paying member. So hopefully we can track him down.
It gives us something to start with. All right, I'm going to make some phone calls and see what we can get. Oh no, this is going to be a lot of legwork.
Where exactly was the address to that meeting hall? Would my knowledge Seattle or knowledge Seattle Auburn help with knowing what's around there and what type of people we may be dealing with?
Yes, because it is in Auburn, the address.
Got 2 hits.
Yeah, the address, you're familiar with the area. It's kind of a lower middle class area. It's probably actually closer to the lower bracket. And the address in particular is not a building. It's the location of like a basketball court blacktop area, and it's not in, it's in a low income kind of neighborhood. You're familiar with the place. There it's just a public open area that people will occasionally have, like groups will occasionally get together and have meetings and stuff there. You've driven by and seen community meeting type stuff happening there before, so it's not unusual that they would meet there.
Okay. Are we walking out, or was there anything else to go over there, Yonkers or Devers?
I figure we hit up the kid's place first, just do our legwork there, and then we can hit up the meeting place or see if the kid has any more comm codes that we might be able to trace back to him.
Okay, I'm going to go ahead and hand Yonkers the keys to the van. While you're doing that, I'm going to see what else I can dig up about known associates to this group. I pulled up a list of known contributors and card-carrying members, so to speak. And if they've got any kind of presence on the net, I may see about getting in there and see if I can find out any information.
I'm going to make a phone call too, see if I can learn a little bit more about these Pure Terra kids.
So, in Game Terms case is going to be searching for if they have a host, and kind of going down that list of names that he got and see known associations and just do legwork as far as getting information that way on the matrix.
All right, in your search around for Pure Terra information, you didn't find that they had a host. They had some sort of like publicly posted information, but they don't have the sort of resources to create their own host.
Okay. And are there any connections with any other organizations or possibly corporations that I can find?
Not that you're able to dig up, no.
All right, he's doing all this while Yonkers is driving to the place.
So the address for the house where Mr. Roth lives, it's in Bellevue. It's not in like an upper super high class part of Bellevue, but it's an upper middle class neighborhood. Looks a little bit like this kind of area. You pull up to the house, and it's a nice little brick house, and the kind of place that any Shadowrunner like yourself would be lucky to live in.
Can I just go ahead and just kind of astrally perceive and then project and just go see if there's anybody in the house before we head in?
Yeah, go for it.
I will call up our Johnson and ask him to remotely unlock and unlock his front door remotely and let us in.
He says, "Oh yeah, I've already let my wife know that you might be coming by. She's expecting you."
I wasn't sure which one me to roll, so I just rolled perception.
Yeah, that's perfect. You find that there's another person in the house on the first floor.
Press the doorbell. Or walk up, press the doorbell.
All right. That person that is in the house walks up to the door, answers. It's a woman, thin, human woman. She answers and says, "Hello. How can I help you?"
Your husband should have told you that we were coming by.
Oh yes. You guys are looking for our son. Come in, please.
Thank you. Can you show us to his room?
Yeah, it's upstairs. It's the last door on the left.
All right, thank you.
Please let me know if there's anything I can help you with. Anything at all, please. Just help yourself to his room and yeah. Please let me know if you have any questions or anything.
So Yonkers is going to go up to his room and slowly open the door. What's initial take on state of the bedroom?
It's relatively clean. It's clean. It may be a slightly messy, but it's not like totally messy. It just looks like a typical teenager's room, but not like overly messy.
All right. Guess we're going to first thing we're going to look for is a comm link.
All right. Give me a perception test.
5 successes.
All right. Well, you're looking around. You don't find a comm link, but you do find, there's actually some propaganda on a desk that's in there from this Pure Terra organization, and there's handwritten on there a note that says Wednesdays at 9 p.m. You do find it's an electronic kind of tablet. It's not really a computer, but because in 2075 desktop computers are almost nobody uses those, but it's the kind of like a small tablet version of what you might equate with desktop computers nowadays, where personal kind of at-home computing might be done. So not exactly a comlink, but it's something.
All right. I'm going to gently pick that up, set that outside the door in the hallway, toss the flyers or set the flyers on top of it, and I'm then going to go through all of your stereotypical teenage I want to hide things from mom and dad spots.
Yeah, you actually do find in the corner of a closet somewhere some things that you might expect. There's some like spray paint and a coat, that is wrapped up inside like a long coat. Nothing terribly, super incriminating, because you would expect this sort of thing from what you know about him already, but you do find it kind of balled up in the corner in the back of a closet.
All right, so no immediate weapons pop up, no weed hidden in the vents or anything.
No, nothing that you can find like that.
Can I just look around in astral space just to see if there's anything that has like a very intense kind of aura around it, very emotional object or anything?
Roll a sensing if you want to sense kind of the aura of the room.
Okay, 3 successes on sensing.
Yeah, nothing sticks out. That you can see. It seems pretty average. Maybe some faint remnants of angsty emotion, but if he hasn't been there in 3 weeks, then
right. Okay.
Okay. After Case finishes his search, he's going to start taking a good look at any non-household icons in the area, and if nothing sticks out, he's going to take a closer look and see if there's possibly anything hidden in the matrix, anybody hiding their presence.
Sure thing. Give me a matrix perception or a
5 successes.
wowie. You don't find
Yeah,
anything
I'm
hidden or anything like that. Everything looks pretty ordinary, especially since you've already found the little tablet device.
okay. I'm going to go ahead and do a hack on the fly. Try to get 3 marks on it. I think I'm going to go ahead and edge this. 2 successes.
You got it. 1 net hit.
Okay. So first thing I'm going to do is do a search through his files and see if anything comes out about this group or any rantings about where he might be
Sure thing.
or anything that might be pertinent or stick out.
Give me a computer plus intuition roll.
3 hits.
All right. Yeah, you noticed that the past few weeks, well, everything looks pretty normal. Like you're not learning anything new as you're looking through it. You know, he's on his calendar set up to go, you know, to meetings every Wednesday at 9. His you know, history of the Matrix activities, been to their website. Not a lot through this thing has happened, except you are able to find in some communications as you're getting close to finishing looking. You do notice that the past few weeks, Alan's been communicating back and forth with a soy farmer in Snohomish. They've been going back and forth about sustainable farming techniques and fertilization methods and stuff like that.